Today I wanted to share with you my watercolor palette and explain what colors I use on a regular basis, and particularly in my sketchbook, which I share footage of here often. So this is a Sakura watercolor palette. It has 18 wells for 18 different paints, as well as 5 mixing wells. Whenever I buy a new palette or make a new palette, I always make these little cards on watercolor paper, and this just helps me keep track of what colors I have, where they are on the palette, as well as the brands. So I have 15 colors here, and I've put some white gouache in the spare wells, which I don't use often. I tend to actually lean towards using fresh gouache. Starting off strong, the first color in my palette is black, and this is the Daniel Smith Lunar Black, and I love granulating colors, but I've realized that I prefer my black to be non-granulating. I don't want to waste this paint though, so once that's all finished, I will replace it with lamp black, but I'm also leaning for this Holbein ivory black a lot lately, so it will definitely be one of those two as the replacement black when the Lunar Black is all done. Next we have Burnt Umber. So this is the Sennelier range of watercolors. These are really beautiful colors to work with. I really enjoy them. They use honey as the binder in the paint, so I love the texture. Burnt Sienna, again from the Sennelier range. I really wanted to have both a burnt sienna and a burnt umber in my palette. Next we have Ultramarine Violet. So this is the Rowney Ultramarine Violet. As you can see, it's a small tube that I've used up. I have bought Daniel Smith's Ultramarine Violet as a replacement once that well is all used up. Next we have Cobalt Blue, which you can see I don't really use too often. This is from the Rowney range again. It's another small tube that I've basically used up. I don't have a replacement planned for this color just yet, but I'll definitely move away from using a cobalt color. Turquoise is my favorite color. I really wanted to have a pre-made turquoise on my palette. I use it quite often. This is the Daniel Smith Phthalo Blue Turquoise. They also have a Phthalo turquoise version, which I think is more green leaning. Prussian blue is my most used color on this palette, I think. I use it a lot in galaxies. Prussian blue is one of my favorite colors again. Next we have two greens. So for a cool green, I have Viridian. So this is from the Art Spectrum brand, which is an Australian brand of watercolors. I also have a warm green, being sap green from the Sennelier range. I find that I'm mostly mixing my own greens, to be honest, but these do come in handy every now and then. Similar to the greens, I wanted to have both a warm and a cool yellow on the palette. So for my warm yellow, I use yellow ochre from the Sennelier range. And for the cool yellow, I use lemon yellow deep from Winsor and Newton. I don't use this one super frequently, but it definitely comes in handy. I have one orange on my palette. So this is red orange from the Sennelier range again. I don't use this super frequently, but when I need to use orange, I'm definitely glad that I have it. A color that I use really frequently, which is a surprise to me, is pink. So this is Opera Rose. I use it a lot in galaxy paintings, which is, this is such a beautiful color. Now, for reasons not really known to me, I have two reds on this palette and both are warm, so I'm not sure why I've done that, but the first red is Sennelier red from obviously the Sennelier range, and we also have Scarlet Laquer from Sennelier. I use these kind of interchangeably. I don't know, like I said, I don't know why I have both of these on my palette. Here, as I mentioned earlier, I've got a couple different gouache, maybe even bleed proof white in these wells, but it's kind of just a waste of space. Whenever I want to use white, I really just use fresh white gouache or bleed-proof white. So those are the 15 watercolors that I use on a regular basis. This is the little swatch card that I mentioned earlier. So I just essentially draw the shape of the palette and I number the wells and do a little swatch of each color. And the reason I have numbers there is because on the back I have the number of wells, and I've noted down the color as well as the brand that is currently in the palette. Thank you for watching this video. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and be sure to like and subscribe. I will see you next time. Bye.